Whole bunch of reasons to party on October 20th. I'll tell you one reason. In 1997, when the United States went after Microsoft for violating the pact-forming IE browser on computers for being motherfucking monopoly, Sherman Antitrust, fucking act motherfuckers, what's up? Capitalism has to be fair, no fraud, and no monopolies. 1998, Richard Pryor is awarded the first ever Mark Twain Prize for American Humor. 2018, 12,000-year-old fossil called Lusia, the oldest known fossil in South America, is announced. It's found mostly intact after a devastating fire at the Brazil's National Museum. 12,000-year-old fossil. 12,000-year-old fossil in South America. So people have been in South America for 12,000 years and probably been around North America for 12,000 years too, right? Or the oldest known fossil, Lusia. That's interesting. We should talk more about Lusia. Is that an airplane? The Green Revolution, Norm Borlaug. Something about 1970. Was he born? Did he die? Did he publish a book? I don't know. The Nobel Peace Prize was announced for agricultural food production. Just thinking about agriculture and food production, I think is that's enough. And every leader needs every movement needs their ideological leaders. And Norman Borlaug, he seems all right. He died at 95 years young, so maybe it's because he was eating all those fruits and vegetables and good agricultural best practices. In 2019, the first test flight New York to Sydney by a commercial airliner, Qantas Boeing 787 Dreamliner, takes 19 hours, 42 minutes, landing in Sydney. Qantas has never crashed. 1944, the Red Army of Soviets and Yugoslav troops free Belgrade. 1965, the Beatles receive a gold record for Yesterday. Much of it seems so far away, I believe. Yesterday. 2002, Turkey natural gas Blue Stream, largest underwater pipeline in the world, opens. 2002, Turkey. How come? They got natural gas, they got an underwater pipeline. I don't know. Turkey needs some freedom and democracy from America. 1984, Monterey Bay Aquarium. The largest artificial environment of marine life opens. Monterey Bay Aquarium. That's in Earth. 1984. 1950, Tom Petty. Well, you're going to be all time petty with... Don't be all time petty with me. October 20, 1950. He, changed the culture, and then you could change the world, right? Tom Petty was singing about marijuana 50 years ago, before it started being legalized everywhere. What was it? Colorado in 2012. So he was, 40 years before just hit another joint, hit down on the road. You don't know how it feels. No, you don't know how it feels to be me. I'm free falling. Viggo Mortensen is born Watertown, New York, 1958. I like this guy. This guy's pretty fucking cool for an older guy. Eastern Promises. I need to watch History of Violence. He Green Book, he was in the Lord of the Rings, Carlito's Way, Green Book. Eastern Promises was very good. Captain Fantastic was very good. Well, I didn't really like Green Book that much. Haven't seen the Lord of the Rings. I don't remember who he was in Carlito's Way. But I like him. And so History of Violence would probably be a good one. Eastern Promises. Fucking Jim. Fucking quiet little Jim. Eastern Promises is better than Green Book by far. 2017, Coco Pixar animated film, the first 9-figure budget film with all Latino cast, premieres at Morelia Film Festival, 1955 publication of The Return of the King, the third and final volume of The Lord of the Rings by J.R.R. Tolkien by George Allen in Unwin in London, 1983. The meter is defined. Is it on the 20th? Is that when it was defined? In 83. 1973, the Sydney Opera House opens. Is that Australia? The Sydney Opera. The Sydney Opera House. 1862, amnesty proclaimed for escaped slaves of Suriname. 1950, chemist, Archer, John Porter, Martin, and James Lovelock give the first demonstration of gas chromatography at a meeting of the Biochemical Society. The technique is rapidly adopted by the petrochemical industry. Gas chromatography, GC, is an analytical technique used to separate the chemical components of a sample mixture and then detect them to determine their presence or absence and or how much is present. These chemical components are usually organic molecules or gases. October 20, 1813, the Kingdom of Westphalia is abolished. 1813, it's abolished. 1944, the Guatemalan Revolutionary Army Day is the revolution and the workers, the students in the Guatemala. So October 20th, 1944, the university students, military leaders aligned to overthrow the dictator, George Ubico. Guatemalans finally remember the replacement government and its executive leader, Juan Jose Arevalo. I thought we just did this on the 19th. Who implemented a series of successful labor and agrarian reforms? Arevalo. Juan Jose Arevalo's presidency, his successor, Jacobo Arbenz Guzman, marked a period of political freedom known as the 10 Years of Spring. Opposition groups began organizing again, this time joined by many prominent political and military leaders who deemed the Ponce regime unconstitutional. Among the military officers in the opposition were Jacobo Arbenz Guzman and Major Francisco Xavier Arana. Ubico had fired Arbenz from his teaching post at the Escuela Polytecnica, the Polytechnic School, and since then Arbenz has been in El Salvador organizing a band of revolutionary exiles. 1905, the Great General Strike in Russia begins. It lasts for 11 days. A strike by railway workers on October 21st quickly developed into a general strike. October 21st. Does it start the 20th or the 21st? In most of the large cities. That's interesting. So what would be the top 10? I mean, I got the America trying to bust Microsoft. The monopoly of Microsoft up is good. Richard Pryor, fucking legend. Luzia, I mean, the oldest intact, mostly intact fossil. It's pretty interesting. Blue Stream yesterday. Tom Petty, Viggo Mortensen, Coco, Return of the King. The Meter, Sydney Opera House. The Escaped Slaves of Suriname. Chromatography. Kingdom of Westphalia, Guatemalan Revolutionary Day, and the Great General Strike, which might have been the next day, so I gotta jot that down, so you know. And then the Green Revolution, Norman Borlaug.